Hello, I'm Ethel Alsbrooks, and welcome to my dissertation defense of my problem of practice entitled Educators' Perceptions, the Use of Student Perception Surveys as a Performance Measure in K through 12 Education. I'll begin with the problem statement. This multiple case study examined educators' perceptions about the use of student perception surveys in teacher evaluations. The examination of teachers' perceptions revealed inequities associated with student perception surveys. Many teachers believe that linking student perception surveys to their annual evaluation exposed them to students' unconscious and unintentional biases. Therefore, these surveys should not be a part of their annual evaluations. In the teacher evaluation instrument, each component has a specific weight. Teachers interpreted the unequal weight distribution as an unfair advantage in the points earned for their overall evaluations. A gap in the literature revealed a lack of available literature on teachers' perspectives of student perception surveys has impacted the teacher evaluation process. An overview of the literature associated with the teacher evaluation process, teacher effectiveness, and student perception of teachers. Chapter 2 of my dissertation reviews the current literature related to student perception and teacher evaluation. The first section examines teacher effectiveness and student achievement. Teacher effectiveness research reveals disproportionality in student achievement scores on standardized tests and teacher evaluation scores. While student standardized test scores decline, teacher evaluation scores continue to rise. Therefore, teacher evaluation scores do not align with student achievement scores. Since teacher evaluation scores indicate that more teachers perform above proficient standards, it could be inferred that students should also achieve above average levels on standardized tests. Standardized assessments are not administered in each subject taught. Therefore, the teachers of subjects without a standardized assessment should not be assessed with an instrument that evaluates teacher performance based on this indicator of student achievement. The fact that student achievement is a metric for all teachers, even the teachers who teach an untested subject, raises the issue of equity. Some educators deem this practice as inequitable. These findings from teacher effectiveness research signal a need to restructure the teacher evaluation system to address this misalignment, which led to redefining teacher appraisal systems to accurately assess teacher performance and student progress. Minor evidence suggests a correlation between observation-based teacher evaluation and student achievement. The study by Strong and Hasafasulu shows a minor relationship between principals, performance ratings of teachers, and academic gains by their students. This research supports the need to apply multiple measures when conducting formal teacher evaluations. Although research exists about the use of multiple measures to determine teacher effectiveness, abundant research is non-existent in favor of using perceptions of children, preteens, or teenagers in the teacher evaluation process. One substantial limitation with the use of student perception surveys is that students lack the proper training and expertise to determine the effectiveness of teachers. The third section considers multiple perspectives in assessing teacher performance. One way to measure teacher effectiveness involves examining a collection of student work as evidence of student learning. Students' knowledge and performance on classwork and assessments are byproducts of teacher instruction, according to Darling, Hammond et al. 2012. The analysis of student work provides a snapshot of the classroom processes that effective teachers facilitate among their students. This analysis gives campus administrators an idea of effective instructional strategies. According to Yi and Singh 2016, a teacher's evaluation method based solely on classroom observation cannot adequately assess teacher quality. However, when observation results are combined with student work, campus administrators have a well-developed script of the daily instruction, rather than just a one-day snapshot. Teacher effectiveness is multifaceted. Therefore, numerous factors should be considered. Other educators on campus, besides administrators, often serve as experts in measuring teacher effectiveness. The talent and expertise of campus and district instructional coaches, as well as campus and district professional development coordinators, are often underutilized. The research of Donaldson and Donaldson 2012 indicates that campus and district instructional leaders serve as resources in identifying effective teachers. The involvement of educational experts in the teacher evaluation process is vital and can inform current and future teaching practices. If more district content specialists visit teachers' classrooms instead of depending on data alone to inform their work, professional development opportunities offered to teachers can specifically target areas for growth. In the long run, everyone benefits from this type of professional collaboration. Revamping teacher evaluation methods has the potential to greatly impact the entire educational process. According to Marzano 2012, annually in most districts, teachers determine their areas of growth and track their progress throughout the year. When teachers reflect and plan their own professional development needs, the teacher evaluation process creates a true partnership between teachers and their evaluators. While the fourth section examines student perception of teacher performance within a widely used instrument, for surveys to be effective, they must be designed to evaluate and measure teacher practice. Some survey items direct students to think about their actions and not teachers' actions. Survey items ask participants to focus on their peers when considering teachers' classroom management. Wallace et al. 2016 questions the effectiveness of student perception surveys to gauge teacher practice, including the Tripod 7C survey that you see listed here. Since student survey questions instruct students to reflect on their actions or their classmates' actions, some argue that it is a student assessment of themselves or other students and not the teacher. The purpose of this qualitative case study was to shed light on teachers' perceptions and the factors that contributed to the bias teachers have about the use of student perception surveys in teacher evaluations. 4 study participants represented a variety of grade levels and subjects, were chosen from various educational social media outlets. Semi-structured interviews and open-ended response journals explored teachers' perceptions of student feedback as a component in formal teacher evaluation. This study employs a qualitative multi-case study to understand teachers' perceptions about one component of the teacher evaluation instrument used within some school districts, the student perception component. According to Yin 2015, qualitative research seeks to reveal the research participants' perspectives, which is the heart of this study. Yin 2003 states, qualitative methods depend in large measure on the researcher acting as the instrument for collecting and assessing data. As indicated here in Figure 2, data collection occurred in the form of interviews and journal entries to provide well-rounded perspectives of teachers' experiences and beliefs about student perception as a tool within the teacher evaluation process. A qualitative case study design was used to offer what Creswell and Creswell 2018 defines as rich, thick descriptions of their experiences. The study employed a cross-case thematic and theoretical framework analysis of the data using the data analysis method indicated here in Table 3. In the overview of the findings, two themes that emerged from the comparative analysis of data were subjective versus objective data and evaluation frequency. Student perception surveys offer subjective data rather than objective data gathered from an evaluator trained to assess student feedback based on classroom observation data. Study participants valued objective student feedback accumulated with each classroom observation, as outlined here in Table 6. Student perception surveys were offered far less during a school year in comparison to the number of classroom observations conducted by a teacher's evaluator. Study participants viewed student perception survey data as an opportunity to inform teacher professional development. In the evaluation process, teachers desired greater voice and involvement in decision-making. This multiple case study resulted in teachers examining their district's evaluation instrument for inequities to address. As demonstrated in Table 9, there was no difference between the framework for teacher evaluation instrument and T-test, which was Case 1, Patty, and Case 3, Daniel's teacher evaluation instrument. The only difference between the framework for teacher evaluation instrument and TEI was the category title and domain placement. Essentially, the categories were the same between the two instruments. The TEI framework applied to Case 2, Jillian. With NCTEP, there was an additional domain beyond the typical 4 domains reflected in the other evaluation instruments. NCTEP valued teachers reflecting on their practice that it had its own domain. NCTEP applied to Case 4, Donna. Based on the case study findings, it was evident that study participants favored an observation instrument as the primary component in the teacher evaluation process. The findings from this study have important implications. The findings indicate the importance of the observation instrument as the main component in the teacher evaluation process. Teachers support multiple measures of teacher effectiveness that involve them in the process. Teachers believe that informal student perception surveys are necessary for information gathering purposes to aid in decision making related to instructional materials and resources. Teachers value student feedback to inform professional development offerings to pursue. On the other hand, teachers do not believe student perception survey results should inform their teacher evaluation ratings. Teachers want autonomy in the decision, creation, and use of student perception surveys. All state and local school districts need a teacher evaluation model with a teacher self-assessment. Teachers value a process that requires them to reflect on their teaching practices. Teacher self-assessment allows teachers to collaborate with their evaluators to identify areas of growth. This reflection process also informs professional development offerings and aids teacher effectiveness by helping pinpoint the professional development that each teacher needs for professional growth. If teacher evaluation instruments are designed as continuous improvement models, state and local school districts must continuously accumulate feedback from teachers concerning changes and improvements to the process. This study highlights evidence that teachers want a more active role in their evaluation process. The decision to provide ongoing training to school administrators in conducting observation feedback conferences is based on the need to actively involve teachers in the process. For an effective change in teacher performance to occur, teachers must drive that change. By distributing the study's findings in a local teacher organization's e-newsletter and social media outlets, it will raise awareness concerning equity in the teacher evaluation process. Teachers will discover the power they have to impact education and inspire change by sharing their perspectives. The publication of the study will inspire greater teacher input in the teacher evaluation process. By sharing the findings with a school district's board of directors and district or campus administrators can lead to surveying campus teachers to determine their interest in implementing a self-assessment as a component in the teacher evaluation system. In this survey, district and campus administrators can assess whether their campus teachers see the application of the student perception survey for some teachers and not all as equitable or inequitable. The sharing of the data from this study with school districts that do not have a self-assessment as a component in the teacher evaluation system can spur further study of teacher input in the teacher evaluation process. As a result, teacher input leads to opportunities for teachers to serve a greater role in the teacher evaluation process. Their voice can be heard and result in changes to make the teacher evaluation system equitable where it is not. Informing teachers of the power of their voice can lead to new practices and sweeping changes in the teacher evaluation process that puts the interests of teachers at the forefront. All references used during the study are listed on the remaining slides of this presentation. Thank you for the opportunity to defend my dissertation.